Hi everyone, welcome to the lecture 17 of higher order differential equation unit number 3. In this lecture we are going to start the last part of this unit, that is the application of LDE, linear differential equation, in engineering problems. Okay, so the first application that we have included in syllabus is simple electrical circuit. This application is for the branches computer, IT, electrical and ENTC. The second application, bending moments, is for the branch civil. Mass spring system application is for the branch mechanical. So branch wise we have framed the applications for different branches. So every branch will have only one application. So while preparing, for example, if student is of computer branch, he will prepare only simple electrical circuit. Okay, not other two applications. So that thing you need to keep in mind, that only one application you are having in syllabus. So in this video I am going to start with the first application, that is simple electrical circuits. Okay, now while dealing with the problems on simple electrical circuits, there are few notations, things, some laws that you must know, some definitions you must know, okay, before moving towards problems. Okay, and in simple electrical circuits we are going to have the circuits of the type LRC circuit. Okay, in most of the problems we are having LRC circuits. So for understanding them, we must know few notations. So here I have listed them: voltage oblique EMF or potential. All these words means the same meaning. They are denoted by capital E or V, and the symbol, the unit for voltage is volt. Okay, resistance is denoted by capital R in problems, and unit is ohm. Inductance is denoted by capital L, unit for inductance is Henry. Capacitance is denoted by capital C, unit is farad. Current is denoted by I, capital I, the unit is ampere. Charge is denoted by capital Q, and the unit is coulomb. And there are some relations between current and charge that you must know. We are going to use these also in examples. I is equal to dq by dt. Current is the rate of change of charge. So if you have charge with you, and if you want to calculate current, simply differentiate that charge with respect to t, where t is the time, you will get your current. Okay, now the derivative of current, if you calculate, and means if you differentiate this with respect to t, you will get di by dt, derivative of current, as d2q by dt square. This will be the value of derivative of current. Next thing, one law we use in examples, Kirchhoff's law for the electrical circuits. It states that the algebraic sum of all the voltage drops around an electrical circuit or loop or electrical circuit is 0. Okay, the algebraic sum of all the voltage drops around an electrical circuit or loop is 0. This is the voltage law, Kirchhoff's voltage law. Again, one more version of this law we have. If for that circuit some voltage is applied, external voltage applied, is the voltage supplied, that voltage supply will be equal to the sum of algebraic the algebraic sum of the voltage drops. Means whatever external voltage you are applying, that will be equal to the addition of the voltage drops. Now what is the voltage drops? These are the voltage drops values. Voltage drop across a resistor, capital R, we denote it by E subscript R. It is equal to capital R into I. Voltage drop across an inductor, we denote it by EL, where L is the inductor, equal to L di by dt. And voltage drop across a capacitor, EC, is equal to Q by C, where Q is the charge, C is the capacitance. Okay, these are the values of voltage drops you must know. If you are having LRC circuit, this will be the values of voltage drops. Okay, and when you add these three, that is, if you take the algebraic sum of all these voltage drops, that will be equal to 0. Algebraic sum will be equal to 0 if no voltage is external voltage is applied, and if you have external EMF, then the addition of these voltage drops will be equal to that particular EMF. Okay, now after this we are going to discuss about the mathematical modeling of problems. Okay, means whenever we are going to form a differential, we are going to see the application of differential equation. So we'll form differential equation for the given problem. So whenever the problem will be given in the form of words, we need to formulate it in mathematical form, and that gives us the required differential equation to be solved in example. Okay, now for For modeling the differential equation, we are going to take help of Kirchhoff's law and these values of voltage drops. Okay. Now in problems, we are going to have the circuits of the type LRC circuit. Okay. And one more LC circuit. Okay. So that we are going to discuss how to prepare a differential equation in such a cases. Okay. So very first we'll discuss about LC circuit, means no resistance, only inductance and capacitor. Okay. In that case, how to model a differential equation in problem. Case 1. If your there are two cases again for LC circuits, when when no external EMF and when there is an external EMF. In that case, electrical circuit consists of inductance and capacitance in series. Only inductance and capacitance we are taken here, no resistor, without applied EMF. So when there is no external EMF, in that case the differential equation will be given as this. Differential equation we have written with the help of Kirchhoff's law. Here we have added voltage drops. Okay, the algebraic sum of voltage drop, if no external EMF, it is equal to 0. This is the voltage drop across inductance, this is the voltage drop across the capacitance, and that too we are having in series. Okay, therefore only voltage drops across them we are going to consider. Okay, now this differential equation can be written as, if you replace the value of di by dt, just we have discussed that value, it is equal to d2q by dt square. So we'll get a second order differential equation in terms of q and t, where q is the charge. And this second order differential equations we are going to use in problems, not this first order. Okay, so because this is differential equation q and t, it can be solved for q in terms of t. We'll get the charge in terms of t, and once we get charge, we can determine current also from that. Okay, now case number 2. If we apply some EMF, okay, whose value is E0 sine nt, okay, then in that case the right hand side of differential equation will get changed, because we have discussed just now the second version of the Kirchhoff's law, that the voltage supplied is equal to the sum of the voltage drops. Means whatever voltage we are supplying, that its value will be equal to the sum of the voltage drops, and these are the voltage drops. Okay, this is the voltage drop across inductance, and this is the voltage drop across capacitance. Okay, now again, if you replace the value of di by dt as d2q by dt square, we'll get the second order differential equation in terms of q and t. Okay, and this differential equation, when external EMF is there, its value is E0 sine nt. Fine. Hope you are understanding this differential equation. We are taking the help of Kirchhoff's law for modeling them. Okay, now very important thing we are going to discuss for LRC circuit. In problems, we are going to have this type of circuits, LRC. So where L is inductors, R is resistance, C is capacitance. Okay, in here also we are having two cases without EMF. If no external EMF is there, the right hand side of the equation will be 0, and these are the voltage drops across the inductance, resistance and capacitor. Their algebraic sum is equal to the 0 by Kirchhoff's law. Okay, now this again can be written as, or I have written, if you replace di by dt by d2q by dt square and I by dq by dt, these are the values we have discussed in the beginning. Current is equal to dq by dt, and its derivative is equal to d2q by dt square. Okay, so this will give us a second order differential equation in q and t, which can be solved for q and we'll get a current charge in terms of t. And right hand side is 0 because without EMF we are having. And last case, if we have external EMF E0 sine nt, just change the right hand side as E0 sine nt instead of 0. Okay, so this will be the differential equation that we are going to use in most of the problems. Okay, now here I have considered this external EMF as E0 sine nt. In example, they may give you different EMF. Accordingly, we need to change this right hand side value, and in problem they may ask you to calculate charge, current. In that case, this differential equations we are going to use. And after solving this differential equation, we'll get the value of q, which is the charge at any time t. In terms of t we'll get, and if you differentiate that charge, we'll get the current, value of the current. Okay, and if they ask you to calculate charge or current at any time, any particular time t, whatever equation you'll get of charge or current in that equation, that will be in terms of t. Just substitute the given value of time t in that equation to get the charge at particular time or current at particular time. So this is the discussion regarding the problems on electrical circuit, simple electrical circuit. Hope you have understood this. Now we are going to take one problem on this. Okay, problem based on electrical circuit. Here is example. A resistance of 50 ohms, an inductor of 2 henries and 0.005 farad capacitor are all in series with EMF of 40 volts. All these are in series. So LRC values are given. It means it is a LRC circuit, and EMF of 40 volts, that is external EMF, is there. Find the instantaneous charge and current after the switch is closed. After the switch is closed at t equal to 0, assuming at that time the charge on the capacitor is 4 coulomb. Okay, so we need to calculate here instantaneous charge and current. And one more condition is given. When t is 0, when the initially at time t equal to 0, the charge on the capacitor is 4 coulomb. So these are the initial values. These values can be used to get the values of the constant C1 and C2, which we have in the complementary function of the differential equation. Okay, for determining the arbitrary constants, we are going to make use of the values of initial conditions t and q. Now I have written the given data from the problem. Resistance value is given as 50 ohms, capacitance is given as 0.05 farad, and inductance of 2 henries, EMF of 40 volts. EMF I have denoted by capital E. Okay, and one more condition is given. When t equal to 0, at that time q is 4 coulombs. This condition we are going to use at the end, initial condition. Now by Kirchhoff's law, here we have LRC circuit. By Kirchhoff's law, we have the voltage drops across inductance, resistance and capacitance. The algebraic sum of the voltage drops equal to the EMF. Okay, so here EMF is provided, therefore equal to EMF, and the value of the EMF is capital E that we have taken. Now we are going to calculate the charge and current. Okay, and this is the first order differential equation. We cannot go with this differential equation because we need to calculate charge first, and then after differentiating charge we'll get current. So this second order differential equation we use in problems. For that purpose, we have to replace the value of di by dt by d2q by dt square, the value of I as dq by dt. Okay, these values I have used. Now I got this differential equation, okay, for the given problem. Now substitute the given values L, R, C, E, okay, in the problem. So 2, L is 2, so 2 d2q by dt square plus 50, R, value of R is 50, here C is capacitance is 0.05 farad equal to E, that is 40. So after dividing this by 2, I will get here 50 by 2, 25. This 0.005 will get multiplied by 2, which will give us 0.01 equal to 40 by 2, that is 20. Again this 0.001 can be taken in the numerator, which will be equal to 100 after taking in the numerator. So finally we will get the differential equation in this form: d2q by dt square plus 25 dq by dt plus 100q equal to 20, which is a differential equation of second order with constant coefficient. Okay, now this differential equation can be solved by using the previous techniques, and after solving this we'll get the value of q in terms of t. So let us start solving this differential equation. So very first I will calculate the CF and then particular integral. Okay, so this is how we are going to use our previous knowledge to solve this type of problems. Okay, here the auxiliary equation is d2q by dt square. So I am going to consider d by dt as capital D. So I will get d square, then 25d plus 100. Okay, so d square plus 25d plus 100 equal to 0. This will be the auxiliary equation. Okay, so get its roots. Now the root of this polynomial can be obtained using the formula d equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square. 25 square is 625 minus 4ac is 400 divided by 2a, that is 2. So minus 25 plus minus 625 minus 400 will be 225 by 2. So it will be equal to minus 25 plus minus, it is the root of 15. The root of 225 is 15 by 2. Now minus 2 values will get minus 25 plus 15 by 2, and d equal to minus 25 minus 15 by 2. The addition, this subtraction is minus 10 by 2, and this subtraction, this addition is minus 40 by 2. So finally we'll get the values as minus 5 and d equal to minus 20. So these are the roots, minus 5 and minus 20. Therefore CF is C1 e raised to minus 5t, here the variable is t, C2 e raised to minus 20t. So this will be the CF. Now calculate what? Particular integral. This is the value of the particular integral, yp equal to 1 upon phi of d into phi of t. Phi of d is d square plus 25d plus 100. F of t, that is the right hand side, is 40. So this is constant function. For constant function we have d equal, shortcut method, put d equal to 0. So if you put d equal to 0, we'll get 40 by 100 as a pi. After simplifying, this will be equal to 0.4. So the value of pi is 0.4. Hence your required charge, solution of the differential equation, q equal to CF plus pi. This is the CF and this is pi. Okay. Now we have charge in terms of t, but here we have C1, C2. Okay. So that constants are not known. For calculating the constants, we have given the initial condition. Okay. Before using initial condition, as there are two constants, so for calculating two constants, we must have two simultaneous equation. Okay. In C1 and C2. So for that purpose, first I will calculate the current I. We have to determine both of them. I is what? Dq by dt. So differentiate this equation with respect to t. We'll get first derivative minus 5 c1 e raised to minus 5t. Next derivative minus 20 c2 e raised to minus 20t. Derivative of 0.4 is 0. Now use the initial condition. When t is 0, that initially when switch is closed, there will be no current, that is I will be 0, and the value of charge on the capacitor is given as 4 coulomb. So when t is 0, I is 0. When t is 0, q is 4. Use these two conditions for these two equations. So when we put t equal to 0 and q equal to 4, we'll get one equation, 4 equal to c1 plus c2 0.4. Okay. And the second equation will be current will be 0. So 0 equal to minus 5 c1 minus 20 c2 will be the second equation, because e raised to 0 is 1. Okay. So when we put t equal to 0, that term will get vanished. Now first equation, c1 plus c2 equal to 3.6. Okay. This is actually, after taking this 0.4 on this side, it will be 4 minus 0.4 will be 3.6. The second equation, again, if we divide by minus 4, we'll get here c1, here plus 4, c2 equal to 0. So these are the two equations which can be solved simultaneously for the values of c1 and c2. If we do subtraction, we'll get minus 3 c2 equal to 3.6. That will give us c2 as minus 1.2. Okay. So this will imply c1 is 4.8. Now this values of c1 c2 obtained, we just have to put in the equations of q and I. That will give us the required charge and current. So this will be the values of charge and current. c1 c2 I have substituted, and here current is 24 into e raised to minus 20t minus e raised to 5t. Okay. If you multiply by, this is the value of current. If you put c1 c2 here, we'll get this equation, 24 into e raised to minus 20t. We have understood this solution. Okay. Few more problems on the electrical circuit will do in coming lecture. Okay. Thank you.